Welcome to part two of me talking about this ambassador program. Now, this is not a fault of Niantic. I mean, I will have to say that the stuff you have to do to get ambassador are ridiculous because if the community is pain in the butt, you getting it's going to be hard. But let me get into part two of what's going on here. So, in the previous video, we talked about the stuff that was going on. I don't remember exactly what I said, but the stuff that's going on now, it sort of leaks over from the first video. So one of the things is, you have out here. I'm not just talking about the ambassador program in general. Getting the community involved is extremely hard. Like it's serious work, and I didn't expect it to be so aggravating and so silly. So we have this girl and her name is like Vibe or VB or something like that. And she's very charismatic. And I probably talked about her in the first video. I don't remember if I did. But she's very charismatic, very loud. But she's only been playing for like 2, 3 months, right? So she's a rookie. Now, a lot of the dudes that are playing don't want to follow her or her to be ambassador because she's new, right? But they're not saying that out loud. They keep that to themselves, which I think is silly. Like, if you don't like her, you don't want her to do it and tell her not to do it. But then you have the other stuff that's going on. Like, we have one dude, and he's so against it, like, just 100% against it. And he's trying to tell me that I'm trying to get people to join the meetups that are two-faced and I need to understand two-faced. And I'm like, bro, I don't care. Like, why do I care if they're two-faced or not? I just needed to join the meetups and whatever, right? Like, the long-term goal here is ambassador. It has nothing to do with our personalities or our feelings towards other people. It's like we're trying to get ambassador. So we also have guys that will come up to me and be like, hey man, um we need I need you to contact Niantic when you become ambassador so that we can get 100 raid passes. I'm like, okay, dude, I don't have Niantic in my back pocket, but okay, if I become ambassador, I'll see what I can do. Like, that's the best I can say, right? I know I can't do it, and I know it's bullshit too. Like, they're just messing with me, but it's becoming a thing where the other day, one dude came up to me and he goes, "So what's going on, Ambassador? When are we gonna get those raid passes?" And I'm like, "Dude, go talk to VB or whatever her name is." And he's like, "Oh, all right." I'm like, "Y'all seem to like her more, so holler at her." So the fact that these guys come up to me all the time with these requests, but they won't talk to her, like literally, they don't talk to her. Like, they don't go up to her and say anything. And I'm like, why are you bothering me, bro? Like, and then what makes it even worse, they're joining her meetups. So why are you even telling me to bother, like, to even do this? Like, what's the fucking point? Like, I don't understand what you're getting out of this. Like, why are you bothering me? Like, it's to the point where everyone's joining hers, but they don't like her. And I'm like, why are you joining hers if you don't like her? Like, if you don't think she's a perfect person, a good person to be ambassador, why are you supporting? I don't understand. Like, I get it that you want the ambassador, but she's not even doing much, but just coming to certain things. Like, she doesn't do all the meetups, whatever. I'm not saying her not to do it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if y'all are so against it, why are you helping her? Like, I don't get it. Like, how do you join her meetups when there's like three others you could join, including myself, but then you sit there and you talk bad about her at the same time, like, oh, I don't like how loud she is, I don't like this. And then the other thing is, she apparently is a streamer. I don't know if she is or not, but to see her Twitch streams you have to pay. Like, she has it on, to sub you have to pay like a monthly charge or something like that. So one of the other guys, he's a streamer also, and he's like, I ain't supporting her, I don't charge people to watch my stream, blah blah blah. So they're against that too. They're like, oh, she's charging people. What the hell's wrong with her? And I'm like, if y'all feel so strongly about this chick, why don't you go up to her and say, yo, I don't like the way you're doing things. I don't want you to be ambassador. And even with what she says, she's not even aiming to be ambassador, because she'll say stuff like, oh, join my meetup. Don't have to worry about people because we have other groups that will join. And it's like, why don't we have just one? Like, I don't understand. And like, the other thing too is like, even like the other ones, like there's another person that started it, and her name's like Deanie or something. She has like 3 people. And then you have me, who has what, 60. This other girl, the VB chick, she has like 260. But apparently a lot of her people are from the community itself, but a lot of them are people that watch her stream. Like there's even some people from like Tokyo that gave some like ambassador codes that didn't work when I tried them, and I did them right away, so I don't know what the hell they were. But anywho, there's another one too. His name is Jack the Ripper. Like literally, that's his name. He does like 5 minutes away in the same area. And then there's another dude that does it in another spot named Meadowville. I don't really see him doing much. But all these guys, like all these people are doing the same thing, and no one's interacting with the other person and saying, yo, let's, get something popping here. So what happens too is like, what happened too, like I message them and in the groups, and I go, yo, why don't we just let the VB chick do it all? Like, why don't we just let her be the ambassador? See, that's the other thing too. We don't even know if she's done the application. We don't know anything. All we know is that she's doing it for fun. So it's like, all right, that's cool, but what is the goal here? Like, are you literally trying to be ambassador, or are you just doing meetups? Because remember, she's new. Like, she's literally new. Like, she got a shiny horsey and she lost her mind. Oh my god, it's so cute. It's like, okay, like I've seen a million of them. But like, I mean, if people want to support her, that's great. But wouldn't it make sense that, you figure out what the ambassador is about? If someone's trying to do community events and community stuff, like giveaways and all that, you'd figure you'd want them to do it. Like, the questions you have for, oh yeah, I need raid passes. When are we gonna get tickets for community and all that? You would figure you would reach out to the ambassador to request this stuff. Why are you asking me but then joining their meetups? Like, I don't get it. To me, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, all right, well, you're pretty much playing your hand in my eyes. It's like, okay, well, if you want them to do it, because like, if you're joining their meetups, you want them to do it. You don't want the other people to do it. Like, I mean, they could join multiple meetups. They're all in the same area. They could join every single one. They're not getting anything for it, but they're choosing one. So how do you choose this one but then talk bad about that one? Like, I don't get it. Like, you don't want them to be, and then, like, it's just weird to me. And that's just the ambassador part. Like, if we go into like deeper stuff, like even like Lapras community, Lapras Max Gigantamax raid day is tomorrow, right? As I'm recording this, it's Saturday, what, December the 7th? It's tomorrow, right? Now, Gigantamax raids are such a plus for the game. It's like, I feel like the Gigantamax raids really started to show people that they really suck at the game. And it's so funny watching them. Like, they have no idea about Gigantamax, they know nothing about Dynamax. But if you play mainline games, you played Sword and Shield, you know exactly what it is. If you watch the anime, you see it too, right? But so you have Lapras coming out tomorrow, right? Lapras is a water ice, right? We all know Lapras will have Ice Beam. I wish they had Scald in Pokemon Go. I always like Scald. But Lapras is going to be a little tanky, right? So dudes are coming up to me and talking to me Pogo shit, right? And they're like telling me like, oh yeah, are you ready for Lapras? I'm like, yeah. They're like, yeah, man, I got my Toxtricity and I maxed out all the max moves. I'm like, what? Like, I maxed out the attack, the guard, and the healing. Why? Oh, because, I want to be all around. I want to help my team. But it's toxicity. Why would you do that? Now, then that's when they start talking shit now. So now they're like, oh, well, you're going to die first. I'm like, why? Because I didn't put into healing and max guard? Like, why would I put into that? Because that's not what I'm using him for. Then another guy goes, oh, you're going to get carried, huh? And I'm like, bro, you guys have never carried me. So I don't know where you're going on with that. But here's my thing, right? Now, if we're going to break it down as into why toxicity should be an attacker, right? The Gigantamax toxicity has that G-Max move, right? The electric move. You can't change it, right? Like, once you get the Gigantamax move, that's what it stays as. Maybe they'll put something in the game that will change it, but I seriously doubt it. Actually, maybe they would and they charge you for it. But, okay. What is Lapras weak to? Electric. Toxicity is not... He's not like a Lucario type of character, but you know him. He's one of those characters that hits hard but can't take any damage. Now, mind you, it's not like he's a water type where he can like withstand ice and withstand water as like not effective. It's neutral. So if he's out there and Lapras hits him, he's probably gonna die. Like, he's probably gonna lose all his health, and you won't even get to Gigantamax him. Unless you have 3 of them, but even then, like, what's the point? Of 3 of them is just too much. You just need 1. So I said, like, not to them, but I said it, like, after when I was thinking about it. I'm like, okay, my whole thing is the best person to tank Lapras's attacks has to be Blastoise. You could use Metagross. You can't use, like, if we look at the Pokemon that we can use, you can't use Wooloo's evolved form. You can't use Scovet. Well, you could, but no. Like, there's better options. Machop would be your attacker, right? Like, for sure. If you can get a Machamp strong enough. But even then, the Machamp wouldn't be the best option because he doesn't have a G-Max move. Now, if he had the G-Max move, I'd put him ahead of Toxtricity, but he doesn't. He's Dynamax, so he doesn't have the G-Max move. He has a strong move, but it's not G-Max. It's not as strong. Okay, so now you have an electric Pokemon, right? That has a G-Max move, but you're going to put max guard and healing on him. Why the F would you do that? Like, literally, like, it doesn't make sense. So when you go into, once you transform into your Gigantamax, I love calling it transform like it's Dragon Ball, you're going to guard and you're going to heal. And that's going to be how it goes the whole game. So in other words, you're not getting damage off. And that's the thing that makes it so funny. You should have 2 Blastoise. Blastoise can unless they put a Thunder on him, which will just, wow. If they put Thunder on Lapras, that'll be hilarious. But you can withstand ice and water attacks much better on a Blastoise. Not even a Gigantamax Blastoise. A Dynamax Blastoise can withstand it. You keep them out. You attack. Because one of the things I noticed too is that a lot of these guys really think that when you're not Gigantamax, that your damage is really doing anything. It's doing something, but not anything worth a damn. Like, it doesn't make sense. I have people telling me that they're going to use Venusaur. I mean, yeah, if he only has water attacks. But once that Ice Beam hits, or a Blizzard, oh my god, a Blizzard will drop you. Like, you're going to hit the floor so fast. So Metagross could work too. He's tanky, but I wouldn't even bother. Like, I see the best course of action would be Blastoise. Run 2 Blastoise, get them to level 40, whatever. Hopefully they have good IVs. And you can use them to just charge up your meter, right? And I guess you can put the healing, or you could put the guard. Because if you put the guard, they'll get attacked first, right? And they would be the ones that would take all the damage. But if you don't have the guard on them, you just have healing. So when your Blastoise gets weak, you go into Gigantamax with it, and then you heal, heal, heal. One, two, three heals, and you should be back to at least 75% of your health, right? But when you initially are playing, you gotta let that dude take the hits, take the hits, take the hits, charge that meter up, and then when you're going to Gigantamax, you put in Toxtricity and hit those 3 electric attacks, bro. You will drain the health. But telling these guys that, oh my god, bro, like, so you're gonna have like, I'm gonna record these matches, and I'm gonna like look at how bad it is, because these Toxtricity, I can see a group of Toxtricities in a match, and you'll have one of them attacking while the other 3 are just healing and guarding and whatever. But you're gonna take too long. I remember when Venusaur first came out, Venusaur, Gigantamax, Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard. Bro, beating Venusaur was very hard for people. And I mean, it was so bad. Like, one time I was in a match, and I swear to God, we were there for 30 minutes fighting this thing. It was so long, and I was like, dude, this is so dumb. Like, why are we wasting this much time? Since there's no time limit, right? But, dude, the way how a minute into it, people are just standing there pressing buttons because they had no idea what to do. But dude, it was like, that's how long these battles can go. It's like, who wants to be sitting there for so long doing the battle? It's ridiculous. It's silly. Like, if you want to send out a Dynamax a champ, bro, perfect. But are you gonna put healing on that dude? It's gonna make him straight damage. So Toxtricity has to be in the same boat. I mean, he's not the greatest, but he's the only electric attacker that we have with a G-Max electric move, right? Which will do way more damage. So what I did with mine, I put him to level 40. He's a 98, 15, 14, 15. I wish he was a hundo, because if he was a hundo, I would have put him to 50. But since he's 98, I'm like, okay, we'll take you to 40. 40 was pushing it, honestly. But I maxed out the G Max move, and that's it. That's all I did, bro. When it's time, my blasters are gonna tank those hits, hopefully, unless there's thunder. Oh my god, if there's, can you imagine if this Lapras has thunder and like frenzy plant? Dude, that'll be ridiculous. People will riot. They'll be like, nah, this is not what's gonna happen. But if that Lapras hits you with water attacks, your blasters will tank it all. Ice attacks, your blasters will tank it all. Unless they ever put freeze dry. Freeze dry would be a nice move where, you're fighting in a water type and hits you with a freeze dry and it's super effective on water. That would really change the dynamics of the game, which I think would be really good, but I don't think they'll do it. But anywho, it can tank it, build that meter, and if you need to, call to one of your people and be like, yo, who's on my team? Like, yo, can you heal? Yo, my Blastoise is dying, heal him. Or you put healing on your Blastoise and it's all good. But it's like, I would never use the Gigantamax Blastoise and attack a Lapras. It wouldn't do shit. So yeah, that's what happens with this shit. But a lot of these guys, they're really, really rookie. Like, even one person came up to me and says, I heard that you can level up your Dynamax Pokemon if you put them in Dynamax battles. I'm like, what? Who told you that? And they told me who it was, and I'm like, bro, that person should know better. I don't know if they were fucking with them, but I was like, dude, you can't level up anything in Pokemon Go by going into battles. You need candy. Like, this is not mainline Pokemon. Mainline Pokemon, you level up when you battle, but you battle in this, it's just candy you need. Like, you're not really leveling up. You're getting XP for your character, but not for your Pokemon. Like, why would you think that was a thing? So, I don't know, man. Like, people giving false information really irks me. It's like, some people have no clue. And it's like, why don't you just shut up and stop telling people like the wrong stuff? Because people really, really will think that you're right and roll with that. So I don't know. Anywho, I think that's pretty much it. So hopefully this ambassador thing will get better, but I don't see it happening, which is sort of turning me off. So I might just stop doing it in general. But we'll see how it goes with tomorrow. I'm gonna be recording it, so I will probably do a breakdown of some of these matches to show you like this is how bad it gets, because I realized that the people that I play with really suck. I mean, I guess I suck too since I'm around them, but I don't know, man. It's pretty bad. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I did get some love in the last one from other ambassadors. Well, it was just one, but I'll make it seem like there was more than one. And I was really glad to get that. So anyways, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next rant.